I still remember that morning. The hospital corridor smelled of antiseptic, the walls humming with quiet urgency, and my heart pounding like a trapped bird in my chest. My baby's breathing was shallow, the machines beside him blinking with cold indifference. The doctor had just handed me another bill, the total now almost triple what I had in my entire life savings. I stepped out into the hallway, holding the crumpled papers, my phone in my other hand. My fingers trembled as I opened WhatsApp. There was only one person I could ask for help. My cousin Samira. She wasn't rich, but she knew people. She might convince someone to lend me enough to at least get through another day. My thumb scrolled through contacts, but my eyes were blurry from tears. I typed a short message. Samira, please, I don't know what else to do. This is the bill. If we can't pay, they'll stop treatment. My baby. I attached a photo of the bill, hit send, and slid down against the wall. For a few moments, I just sat there, pressing the phone to my forehead, praying she'd reply quickly. But when the phone buzzed back, the name on the screen wasn't Samira. It was a number I didn't recognize. The message read, "Stay where you are. I'm on my way." I frowned. My heart skipped. Had Samira forwarded my message to someone? Quickly typed back, "I'm sorry, who is this? I think you got the wrong message." The reply came instantly, "No, you sent it to me, and I've sent $2 million to the hospital. Don't move." I froze. My stomach dropped. 2 million? My first thought was scam. But before I could even process, the hospital's billing office called me, their voice trembling with shock. "Miss Amina, your entire bill has been paid. And there's an advance for any further treatment." I stood in the hallway, gripping my phone so tightly my knuckles turned white. Whoever this person was, they had just changed my life in seconds. And they were on their way. The hospital hallway suddenly felt smaller, the air heavier. Every second stretched, my mind spinning with questions. Who sends $2 million to a stranger? And why was he coming here? I paced outside the pediatric ICU, glancing at the door every time footsteps echoed. My baby, Youssef, lay inside, his tiny chest rising and falling under the clear oxygen mask. I promised myself I wouldn't cry again. But that promise was already breaking. About 20 minutes later, the sound of hurried footsteps approached from the far end of the corridor. I turned, and my breath caught. A tall man in a perfectly tailored gray suit was walking straight toward me. His pace steady, eyes locked on mine. His presence was impossible to ignore, like the air shifted around him. His face was striking, but it was his gaze that made my knees weak. Calm, unblinking, and filled with something between determination and pain. He stopped just a foot away. "Amina?" His voice was deep, steady, almost too steady, as if holding something back. I nodded, unsure whether to speak. "I'm Harris," he said. "You sent me a message." I shook my head quickly. "No, I sent it to someone else. It was a mistake." His lips curved into the faintest smile. "Then I'm glad you made it." I blinked, confused. "You can't just, why would you? You don't even know me." He glanced toward the ICU window, his eyes softening when he saw Youssef. Then he turned back to me. "I know what it feels like to stand outside a hospital room, praying for someone you love. And I know how it feels when money decides whether they live or die." Something in his voice cracked for the briefest second before he masked it again. I felt my throat tighten. "You didn't have to." "I wanted to." He cut in gently. "Now, please, can I meet him?" The nurse at the station glanced at us, then at him. Her eyes widened as if recognizing him. She stepped forward. "Sir, of course. Right this way." I followed them inside, my heart pounding. Harris walked to Youssef's bedside and crouched down, watching him with an expression I couldn't read. A mix of tenderness and grief. He didn't touch him, but his eyes, they glistened. For a moment, I wondered if this man was a stranger at all, or if there was a piece of my life I didn't know yet. For the next few minutes, Harris didn't say a word. He simply stood there, watching Youssef's fragile little body, the beeping machines filling the silence. His hand twitched slightly, as if resisting the urge to reach out. Finally, I broke the quiet. You talk like you've been here before. In a place like this. He exhaled slowly, still not looking at me. Not here, but in a room very much like this one. His voice was low, almost distant. 2 years ago, my daughter was in the ICU. She was 6. A drunk driver. His words caught and he looked away. I had all the money in the world, but I couldn't save her. My chest tightened. I didn't know what to say. I had guessed he'd been through something painful, but I hadn't expected this. He finally turned to face me, his eyes heavy with grief. When I saw your message, a desperate mother begging to save her child, it was like hearing her voice again. I didn't think. I just acted. Tears pricked my eyes. I'm so sorry, Harris. He gave a small shake of his head. Don't be. You have a chance I didn't. And I will make sure you don't lose it because of money. I was still trying to process his words when the nurse stepped in. Sir. There's a small crowd outside. Reporters. I think someone from the board recognized you. I stared at him. Who are you? He hesitated, then gave a small, almost reluctant smile. Harris Malik, founder of Malik Global Holdings. The name hit me like a wave. I had seen it in newspapers, business magazines, whispered about like a legend. Billionaire, media shy, known for ruthless deals, and for avoiding cameras. And now he was here, standing in a cramped ICU room with my son, like it was the most natural thing in the world. Outside the door, I could hear voices, flashes from cameras lighting up the hallway. But Harris didn't move. He looked back at Youssef, his expression softening again. Amina, he said quietly, I'm not leaving until I know he's safe. Whatever you need. From today until the day he walks out of here. It's done. And in that moment I realized, this wasn't just about the money anymore. The hallway outside had turned into chaos. Camera flashes, murmurs, the shuffle of hurried footsteps. I could see silhouettes through the frosted glass door, journalists pressing forward, security struggling to hold them back. Harris didn't seem rattled. He simply turned to the nurse and said, Close the blinds. No one photographs this child without the mother's permission. The blinds fell shut, blocking the intrusive light. For the first time that day I felt protected. Why are they here? I whispered. He shrugged lightly. Because people don't understand when a man like me disappears from a meeting worth hundreds of millions to show up in a hospital. They want a story, and they'll get one, but not at your expense. Before I could answer, the door opened and one of his security men leaned in. Sir, the board is calling. They want you back in the city. Investors are asking questions. I'm not going anywhere, Harris said flatly. If they can't handle me being here, they can find another chairman. The guard hesitated, then left. Harris turned to me. Amina, I'm not here out of charity. I'm here because I believe this moment matters more than any deal I've ever made. I swallowed hard. You don't even know if Youssef will. If he'll. He stepped closer, lowering his voice. I know what it's like to lose faith, and I'm not going to let you. Not while I have breath in my body. For the next 2 weeks, Harris came every single day. He paid for specialists from abroad, for new equipment, for a private pediatric team that never left Youssef's side. He even handled the reporters, standing outside the hospital once to make a single statement. This is not about business. This is about doing the right thing when you can. Every child deserves a chance. And every mother deserves to hold her baby without fearing a hospital bill. His words went viral. People called him a hero. But to me, he was something else. The stranger who walked into my nightmare and turned on the light. One evening, 3 weeks after that first message, I was sitting beside Youssef when his tiny fingers curled around mine, and his eyes fluttered open. I gasped, tears spilling down my cheeks. Harris, I called. He was at the door in seconds, his eyes widening as he saw Youssef awake. The billionaire, the man who commanded empires, fell to his knees beside my son's bed and whispered, Welcome back, little one. Then he looked up at me, his voice thick. I told you, I'm not leaving until he's safe. And even after that, if you'll let me, I'm not leaving at all. And in that moment, I realized the wrong message had been the best mistake of my life.
Dear friend, if this story made you pause for even a moment, brought a tear to your eye, or stirred something deep inside your heart, then please give it a like and share. Maybe your one share becomes hope for someone else. And if you'd like to keep receiving stories that speak to the soul, don't forget to subscribe. It's the first step in our journey together. Oh, and please share your thoughts in the comments, because every word from you means the world to me. Thank you, truly from the heart.